In Malhya, Land of Legends, your heroes will sometimes have to be stealthy. If the scenario indicates it, your heroes will be able to enter a room without the enemies knowing it. In this mode, the heroes are going to need the stealth board. This is placed on the side, indicated by the scenario, either as a normal stealth level or a difficult one. The board indicates all the specific rules for stealth mode. The main rule is simple. When an enemy sees a corpse token or a hero figurine, and this enemy cannot be eliminated at that moment, the stealth mode ends immediately. The board also indicates the particular actions that the heroes can perform. First of all, the heroes can move stealthily. The rules for movement are the same as in combat mode. Heroes can use ranged weapons to assassinate an enemy at a distance by spending 5 action points. The line of sight rules apply in the same way as during a fight, except for the interfering elements of scenery which, in this mode, block the line of sight. The figurine of the enemy thus assassinated is replaced by a corpse token. This body thuds to the ground, meaning a noise token is also placed. Heroes will also be able to assassinate an enemy in close combat with any weapon, even their bare hands, by spending 4 action points. No noise token is added as the corpse can be laid down silently. Finally, the heroes can move a corpse to a space adjacent to its position or to its own space by spending 1 action point. Note that it is possible to stack corpses, to walk on them, and of course hide them. In stealth mode, an element, hero, or corpse is considered hidden when it is positioned on an obstructing space, represented here by the yellow dotted lines, or a shadow space represented here in blue. In this case, the element is only visible to the enemy when it is adjacent. Then the player ends their turn by rolling 1 white threat dice per type of action performed. For example, this hero moves to an enemy whom they assassinate in close combat, then ends their turn. They have carried out a movement and an assassination action. They take 2 white dice, 1 for each action, and roll them. For each symbol rolled, you advance the cube on the threat track. If a player performs 3 different types of action during the same turn, they won't roll 3 white threat dice, but 1 black threat die. If this special face is revealed, this triggers the alarm and stealth mode ends immediately. The threat track is used to indicate to the heroes the number of visible spaces the enemy can see around their figurine, as well as the number of action cards to draw simulating their movement. The more the threat increases, the more the enemies move, and the further they see. If the cube reaches the last space on the track, the alarm sounds, ending the stealth mode. When stealth mode has failed, the corpse and noise tokens are removed, as well as the stealth board and action cards. Then you jump into combat mode. During stealth mode, the heroes always start playing in the order of their choice. When the heroes have finished completing their turn, the enemies move. When the enemies have finished moving, any heroes on standby can resume their turn. When a new round begins, the heroes regain all of their action points. To move the enemies, all players have to do is refer to the cube on the threat track, and take the corresponding number of action cards and reveal them one by one. The orientation of these cards is important. They must all be aligned with the compass on the room, all facing north. In this example, several enemies are scattered around the room. The threat track stipulates that 2 action cards must be drawn. In the upper part of the first card, it indicates that the 2 enemies closest to the blue deployment token move 3 spaces towards this token. Beware, only enemies that can move towards this space are considered. If an enemy is already on this space, it ignores this command. Same thing for enemies adjacent to an enemy on this token. Now, if an enemy is on the blue deployment token, they and they alone move in the indicated direction of 3 spaces. In addition, the vision token is placed on the space in front of them. Again, only they will have this infinite vision over the width of 3 spaces, applying line of sight rules as normal. After turning over the second card, which stipulates that the 2 enemies closest to a noise token must move 4 spaces towards that token. This effect applies to each noise token present in the room, each enemy moving a maximum of spaces but only once. Now the threat track increases for each enemy eliminated in this room.